Shalom. All praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah HaKodash, Barak Yahweh, Barak Yahweh Shai, Barak Yahweh, Barak Yahweh Shai, Barak Yahweh, Barak Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah HaKodash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, bishops of Great Millstone, and shalom to the prophets of that body, and affiliate camps also. Shalom to the 144,000. Richard Pryor, an excellent comedian, an excellent actor, a whole lot of talent. Sometimes, you meditate upon the things that these people have to do to be unsavory things that they've got to do to be a part of this world, just to acquire the millions and the so-called comfortable living that they have. And it makes you think, how, as a man, how do they look at themselves in the mirror every day? Because Richard Pryor was quite vocal, because comedy is basically telling the truth, but they put a comedic or a funny spin to it. So they say the truth, but they say it in a funny manner. So you think that, okay, it's just a joke. But comedy is a great way. So a lot of great comedians with a certain intellectual mind, like George Carlin or Eddie Griffin sometimes comes out with a few things. Even Mike Epps, even though he's a fool, funny, but he says a few truthful things here and there. And Cat Williams or whatever, right? But you got to pick the meat from the bones. They say a lot of truthful things, and a lot of people have sold their soul to acquire what they got to acquire. And Richard Pryor was quite vocal of the things that these people do, or what he has to do. Paul Mooney is quite vocal. Marlon Brando was a part of this. Actors like James Dean. What's the other guy? All these so-called, even these so-called heartthrobs that a lot of women like, they're all ABCD people or LMNOP people. If you know get my drift. They're all part of the agenda. And it makes you think to yourself, are they actually really like that? Or, there can't be that many momos in this world, right? But, unless they just do that to push an agenda, or they get seduced by the spirits, And Richard Pryor was quite vocal on certain things regarding his sexuality. Paul Mooney was quite like that. They were very effeminate, had a very effeminate nature. Richard Pryor wasn't so effeminate, but Paul Mooney was very effeminate. Even the way he held a microphone was effeminate. I was watching this interview right now with Richard Pryor and his sister that came on the Tamron Hall show. I'm a big fan of, not a big fan, I like Richard Pryor's work. I like the classic movies, Brewster's Millions. I remember watching that with him and John Candy, I believe back in the 80s. It used to come on TV now and again when we had regular TV. Not this bullshit that we have now, when everything's LMNOP influence, real on a heavy, heavy basis where they don't even hide it no more. Right? And they're talking about a remake of Brewster's Millions. And as soon as he came on with his sister, if you watch the interview, I said, this guy is fruity as hell. He had his lips all pouted and he came out walking out like he was a woman. And I said, nah. I said, what? I said, okay, Richard Pryor obviously dealt with women. Hence the reason why this dude exists. Right? And he looks just like his father. But then he's a fruitcake as well. Right? And, because a man's countenance shows a lot, as you grow in this truth, you can read spirits and see what these people are like, And as we get to the end, this thing is getting heavier and heavier and heavier. You can't even watch a new show. You can't even watch anything. And even if you watch some of the old shows from the 70s and 80s and 90s, you catch certain things that you thought was a joke and you think about it, that's disgusting. But it wasn't so blatant, but it'd be there in the background. I was even watching a movie last night with C. Thomas Howell. Was it Thomas C. Howell, the guy who played the Edomite who was pretending to be a so-called black man, Soul Man, with opposite Ray Dawn Chong. and it was a movie called The Hitcher. And even in that movie, there was like a Rutger Hauer was in it, and there was like a bit of a scene where Rutger Hauer's got him. Well, anyway, you'll see. Watch the movie yourself. It's on YouTube. It's called the Hitcher or the Hitching or something like that. All right, where he gives a stranger a lift, and there's all sorts of weird scenes in these, even in movies of the 80s and 90s, but it wasn't so heavy. But the ones right now, they don't hide it. Every single movie has got, or every single seasonal show, right, with seasons, an episode, with multiple episodes, has got some kind of Momo, or Mo shit in it, and it's disgusting. It makes you want to throw up. You could be watching it, having a beer or whatever, then you see two dudes kissing, and I said, man, fuck this. I'm not even watching this. You just jump out of this. I've got to find something old to watch. You know, I've got to find something vintage. Or you see two girls kissing. You got to say, okay, I've got to find something vintage. Then you got to tell your children, don't watch this show, don't watch that show. And then you got to emphasize to them, that this is disgusting. So I try and you persuade your children not to watch certain shows because these days children are somewhat, they're not set in their ways. They pretty much watch the modern shows, and they're trying to normalize this kind of behavior to our children. But you, as a father, need to tell your children this shit is not on. This is not normal behavior. This is unhealthy. Okay? The Lord did not make a man's penis to go into the rectal cavity of another man. Okay? The Lord did not make a man with facial hair, stubble, beard, or whatever, rubbing up against another man's face with a stubble, a beard, and all that. I mean, look at the dude here. Look at that. You got nice beard growth and all that. But look at this guy. He's a fruitcake. Got lipstick on, I think. I mean, the fact that you are attracted to each other is a sickness. It is a sickness. It's a vile sickness. It's abnormal. It's unnatural. It's disgusting. There's nothing nice about it. It's effing gross. You understand? You think to yourself as a man how the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahshai has made women beautiful, curvy, sexy, voluptuous, beautiful, juicy lips, long hair. Especially women of other nations and Israel foreigner women and Northern Kingdom women. You look at them and say, damn, I'm glad to be born an Israelite man, and I'm glad to be born Brakti Hashem Yahshai, normal, my thing tingles for a women, and then you got these weirdos out here, especially Jake, Jake is worse than Esau, Our people are wickeder than the wicked, and the wicked is a so-called white man, and these MFers get attracted to each other. What attracts you to each other? He's got what you got. What is the attraction? You can't do nothing with two plugs. You can't do nothing with two sockets. But you can get electricity passing through with a plug and a socket, a sword and a sheath. The plug goes inside the socket. Electricity is created. You fit like a jigsaw puzzle. What do you get out of this? It's not a lifestyle. It's a death style. And death to them. Death to these bundles of sticks. Okay, and Google a bundle of sticks. Okay, it's a slang word. What we call in the UK, we used to use that in the '90s, early '90s. A British cigarette. It's called a B C D E F, the sixth letter, and it ends with ag. Get the sixth letter of the alphabet and put that onto the start of AG. Okay, that's what they're basically British cigarettes. All right, because cigarettes are a bundle of sticks, right? So we used to call them, the sixth letter plus AG. Okay. So I'm going to go to a couple of scriptures now. I'm just using my phone just to grab a few scriptures. Okay, Matthew 16:26. For what is a man profited if he shall gain the whole world and lose his own soul? Or what shall a man give in exchange for his soul? Right? That's King James Version 6:21. Let's go to this version here. Let's go to what is a man profited if he shall gain the whole world and lose his own soul? Or what shall a man give in exchange for his soul? And they show you in these movies. They show you, okay, movies like The Crossroads, and when people want to take a shortcut to happiness, and when people want quick success, they'll do anything to acquire it. They'll have their parents deleted, their child deleted. They'll tag along with a woman for a little while. Like one of those three comedians, I forgot what they're called. They're from the South. Those three weirdo comedians, the skinny one with a tattoo on his forehead. What they called again? This 85 South show. That guy will tag along with a woman for a little while, not really love her, but then okay, he got her because at some time he's gonna get rid of her to profit his way, to gain the riches of this world. A lot of them get rid of their loved ones. A lot of them are backstabbers, and they have to do everything that's adverse to love, righteous love. They have to do everything adverse to righteousness. They have to do everything adverse to normalcy, a healthy, normal Israelite lifestyle. They have to do everything adverse to it, okay? Because this is Satan's world, so they have to move in Satan's vibration. The way angels walk with us and we see them, demons walk with these MFers, okay? And demons whisper in their ears. And some of these guys have handlers as well, where the demons speak to the handlers, and the handlers tell these people, oh, you're not doing this enough, or you're not doing that enough. Some of them don't want to do it. You got the likes of Jim Jones is always high all the time, because you can tell he doesn't like what he has to do. So he's always constantly, he's constantly high all the time. He's always half asleep all the time, looking rough and grimy. A lot of them mask their, a lot of them are good actors on screen pretending to be happy. A lot of them aren't really happy. They have to have an entourage around them, because when they're alone, they're scared of the demons. The demons show up, looking scaring the shit out of them in the middle of the night. They could be up in the middle of the night to take a piss, and they look in the mirror, they see something just standing there right behind them, and they look behind them, it's not there. They see demons. You understand? The way the righteous, the elect Israelites, whoever they are across the four corners of the earth, we have visions, dreams, or whatever, the hopeful elect. We see chariots, we see angels. Yeah, some of us have come across angels, or these lot see the opposite. And because these are Israelites, even though they're wicked Israelites, they're Israelites nonetheless. Yahweh Shemeshai goes harder on them, because ultimately they are his children, but they're going to be his children properly in the kingdom, because the elect are the Lord's, what's the word? The Lord's, the elect are the Lord's priority right now. All right? These lot are the unelect. They're not part of that number. These are part of Zechariah 13:8 and 13:9, okay? Because 1/3 is going to come through the fire, right? The elect. The other 2/3, 66.6%, because this is the vibration they're on, okay, pursuant to Zechariah 13:8 and 13:9. Okay, they're going to be put to death. All right. It just makes you think that, okay, I mean, his father was a fruitcake too. It's just crazy, All right, let's go to some more scriptures. And then a lot of these guys, have been seduced by evil spirits, from the get-go, because some of these, I think I heard rumors, allegedly, that, Richard Pryor's son was allegedly, all right, so was groomed by Paul Mooney or some other actors or whatever, all right? Actually, let me Google that right now. Richard Pryor's son. Groomed by Paul Mooney. Yeah, it says here, Richard Pryor Jr. tells all. November 17th of November 2022 on adamsank.com. Okay, let me just go to the What it says here. Okay, let me just go to the quick part here. Paul Mooney was one of the men who sexually abused him as a child. Okay, in his 2019 memoir in Prior Life, Prior Junior, now 60. Okay, so he was touched. He was molested. Okay, maybe it was part of a ritual. I don't know. Maybe the Lord just allowed it because, you know, they're wicked anyway, and the Lord just, gave them to seducing spirits because, the angels on the left hand side do the Lord's bidding as well to capture the ones that are not His on this side. All right, because you got a lot of faggots and stuff like that. Salakia, I said, I'm not Salakia for saying the word, but these damn devils might like f around with the video. There's a lot of FA double G zero OTSs, right? That might try even talk to the hopeful elect, and you're disgusted by it, because that's Satan using those left-hand side spirits to try and seduce you. But the elect are not deterred. There might be an elect lady where, like a lesbian woman, might try and talk to her, but she's not deterred by it. She's disgusted. She moves on from that. But a real Momo gets talked to by a sodomite, they're gonna actually go with it. And he was obviously given up to vile affection, So it's just all. It goes to show the disgusting world that we live in. 1 Timothy's 4 and 1. Now the Spirit speaketh expressly that in the latter times some shall depart from the faith, giving heed to seducing spirits and doctrines of devils. Okay? Now this is what they do. They speak doctrines of devils of what? They made a Christmas movie, all right, called Brewster's Millions. Okay, so these damn idiots still celebrate Christmas, and pursuant to Jeremiah 10 verse 1 onwards, you're not supposed to celebrate Christmas. All right, this has nothing to do with that. Okay, you can look. I made a video on the history of Christmas. You can check that out if you want. Right, but you can Google it yourself, the history on Christmas, and read the whole book of Jeremiah 10 onwards. All right, there's a couple of verses there that will set you straight that you can't have no Christmas trees in the house. All right, it's Baal worship. All right, which is left-hand side spirits. It has nothing to do. And you're not even supposed to celebrate birthdays. The Lord doesn't want you to celebrate His birthday. All right. Okay. So they're seduced. They're seduced by seducing spirits on the left-hand side. Okay. They spew the doctrines of devils. He talks about him getting married to his wife or husband or whatever. You see the confusion? And then being married 5 months. When was this damn video made? 5 days ago. All right. So apparently this guy they got supposedly married during the summer. All right. Let's go to some other scriptures here. And you can tell that, when someone is, because we can read spirits, the hopeful elect. We can read spirits, and our elders can definitely read spirits. They can tell straight away. As soon as he walked in, I said, man, this ain't right by this. He had such such a effeminate look on his face, man. Ecclesiasticus 19 and 29. A man may be known by his look, and one that hath understanding by his countenance when thou meetest him. Now we saw this guy. This guy's a fruitcake. You could tell straight away. All right? You could tell straight away that he's a fruitcake. And the Lord said, man, the Lord doesn't like effeminates. All right? 1 Corinthians 6. 6 and 9. Know ye not that the unrighteous shall not inherit the kingdom of the Most High, Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai? Be not deceived, neither fornicators, nor idolaters, nor adulterers, nor effeminate, okay? Nor effeminate, nor abusers of themselves with mankind. And he's abusing himself with mankind. He's a batty man, okay? let's go to the core juicy scripture that lets you know, especially when that song come out, what Buju was talking about, boom bye bye, Batty boy fi dead. Leviticus 20:13. If a man also lie with mankind as he lieth with a woman, what do you do with a woman? You have sex with her, you enjoy her, she enjoys you, you put your rod up in her, that's why, she has certain lubrications between her legs. So you could slide right in, not like these weirdos who need baby oil. All right. If a man also lie with mankind as he lieth with a woman, both of them have committed an abomination. They shall surely be put to death, and they shall surely be put to death. Their blood shall be upon them. All right. So there's one of the commandments saying, "Thou shalt not kill." That's actually "Thou shalt not murder." Murder is unrighteous killing of someone. For example, if you want a man's woman and you delete the guy, you want his woman, or you you found out that he's got like £100,000 or $100,000 in his house in a safe, and you want to delete the guy and take it. That's murder. Now, if it's self-preservation, you're trying to protect you or yourself or your loved ones, and you delete a guy, that's a righteous kill. Okay. Now, in this case, in a Batiman situation, in the ancient world, these two would be deleted. They'll be stoned to death. All right, and that's a righteous kill because the Lord said their blood shall be upon them. It won't be on us. Okay, because you have to get rid of this nastiness. It's a virus. If you don't get rid of a virus, you don't get rid of a tumor, it spreads. And these filth like this is a tumor. It's disgusting. It's abnormal. It's unnatural. All right. Genesis 1:27. So the Most High, Yahweh Hashem Yashai, created man in his own image. In the image of the Most High created he him, male and female. Male and female created he them. Okay, male and female. For what? To become one flesh, to bring forth life. What did the Lord say? To be fruitful and multiply. You put a bunch of 100 momos on an island, leave them there for 100 years, they're going to be gone. None of them are going to be left. They're going to be full of disease ridden. They'll be decrepit. There'll probably be maybe like one left over, and he'll croak as well. Okay, you put 100 men and 100 women on an island. Hey, over 100 years, there'll be thousands more. Okay, 10,000s more. They'll multiply and multiply and multiply. All right, because it's a lifestyle. That's a healthy lifestyle, man and woman. Okay, man and woman, man and woman, man and woman. All right, not man with man. This is a death style. Nastiness. Let's see what the scriptures I have. Let's get the one flesh scripture. Okay, to become one flesh is a phrase that refers to the union of a husband and wife in marriage, a sexual union. Okay, this is not sex. Sex is basically means cutting into the flesh. All right, when you make love to your woman. All right, especially in the ancient world when she was a virgin, her seal would pop. There'll be the token, which will be the blood on the sheets after you've had sex with your wife. All right, or your woman that becomes your wife because once you've pierced her, she's yours. All right, she's on your vibration. Look at the scripture. Phone's a little slow today, so slack for that. Mark 10, 7 and 9. For this cause shall a man leave his father and mother, and cleave to his wife, and they twain shall become one flesh. So then they are no more twain, but one flesh. What therefore the Most High Yahweh Shem Yoshai hath joined together, let no man put asunder. Okay? So you're basically one flesh. She's on your vibration. She's your woman. She listens to you. She's a helpmeet. You know? All right? She's your woman. Okay? Even though they're momos, one of them plays the effeminate role, like he's a wife. It is this one, because he acts like a woman. This one acts like, from what I saw in the talk show, he acts like a regular dude. So he's this one. He probably plays the woman part. You know. So even these momos know that, okay, yeah, one of them has to be effeminate. Like you see these dykes, one has to be masculine, so-called masculine, and one has to be so-called effeminate. All right. They know that there is, you can't both be feminine, you can't be both be masculine. There's a counterbalance. There's a clashing. It don't right. It's not right. Okay, and this goes to show even these momos know that they have to have that different so-called vibration, even though this vibration is disgusting. Really, he should be standing next to a woman. He should be standing next to a woman. All right, they should be having wives. All right, it's just a disgusting vibration, man. And it goes to show that a lot of our people are going to die because, it's like back in the day, if a man was looking at you like in the 90s, you would think that, yeah, man, the dude's checking out my style or whatever, your clothes or whatever, and even one of the, but nowadays, shit, you think to yourself, this guy's a momo, man, Listen, you're going to be circumspect if someone's around you. You're not looking at a man because you fucking want to check out his style. You're looking around, is this guy, you're trying to be wary because motherfuckers are crazy nowadays. They're doing weird shit. So you got to be wary so you can be ready. You know what I mean? Just in case you got to get down. You got to be circumspect. You can't be walking around half asleep. All right? Always be circumspect. But some of these people men that look a little too hard, especially nowadays, they're not, a lot of them are fruitcakes. All right? A lot of them are fruitcakes. And, the elder bishops touched on that as well. Especially, nowadays. I mean, probably back then too. Back in the 90s too, in the 80s. But we probably didn't know it because it was not a common thing. Like, it'll be like, back then, if you were a fruitcake, man, you would get your ass handed to you. Nobody would talk to you. Right? You probably get jumped. Shit, you might even get deleted. That shit wasn't put up with. The abnormality. You understand? All right, let's go to Zechariah 13 and 8. And it shall come to pass that in all the land, saith the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yoshai, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die, but the third shall be left therein. Now these are the 2 parts. 2 parts is 66.6%. And it's only right that these motherfuckers like these fruitcakes need to go. All right? Because the Lord did say judgment's going to, start in his house, meaning with his children first, with his people. And you jakes out there that are living this abnormal death style, you are going to get it. You men, you women, okay? Even your children that are, even those that even if you're teaching your children to be cool with this, you're going to get it too. All right? If you as a man are dressing your son up in Halloween costumes with dresses on, you're going to get it too. All right? If you have a wife that does enchantments and witchcraft and stuff, because you're not supposed to let a witch live, pursuant to the scriptures, you're going to get it too. Everything that's adverse to the scriptures, you're going to get it. All right? You still eat pork, you're going to get it. Still eat shrimp, crab, lobster, you're going to get it. You understand? The real hardcore, the real things that you need to keep that gives you the change. If you still smoke weed, you're going to get it. If you still celebrate Christmas, you're going to get it. All right? And these 2 is what you call a vile affection. Let me go to that. See if I bring that scripture up. Vile affection scripture. Then I'll call it a day, yeah? Yeah, as I was mentioning earlier, that the Lord gave him up, right? Because the Lord doesn't love you, okay? The reason why you MFers are like this, right? Is because the Lord Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai does not love you or you or the rest of you fruitcakes out there, including you women that are that way inclined. All right. And you people out there that do witchcraft, and also those you Jakes that have, you got talent, fair enough, right? Because Jake is the salt of the earth, right? All right. A lot of you have, you got your consolation prize on this side. You've had your little kingdom experience on this side, even though it's wicked. You've had your, you know, uh, like a so-called Floyd Mayweather lifestyle. You've had your little consolation prize on this side. In the kingdom, you're gonna be somebody, but you're not gonna be nobody compared to the elect members of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. His elect that are on this side that the Lord has chosen from the foundation of the earth. Romans 1:26. For this cause, Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai gave them up unto vile affections. For even their women did change the natural use into that which is against nature. And verse 27, Romans 1:26, now Romans 1:27. And likewise also the men, leaving the natural use of the woman, burned in their lust, one toward another, men with men, working that which is unseemly, and receiving in themselves that recompense of their error which was meet. Okay, so you're going to be recompensed. You're not going to be recompensed in a righteous or a good way. You're going to be recompensed with a judgment, which is definitely meet. All right, which means it's definitely due, and which means it's going to come. All right, I'm surprised this guy's reached 60, but okay, man. The Lord is just building up that tab. When the Lord presses that button, man, spiritual button, you guys are gonna get, like you have when you're cutting up herbs and spices in a blender, and you see them onions and garlic and whatever you got in there, coriander getting just juked up into pieces and shredded into like kind of a paste. Yeah, this is what's gonna happen to a lot of you people, man, and rightfully so. All right, okay, this is an abomination. All right. Me personally, I've never heard of a fruitcake coming out of that lifestyle. Um, you know, I don't know, because I think once you step into that world and you've been treated like a fucking woman, I think that's it for you. You know, so the Lord's, these are the elect for Zechariah 13:8, meaning they're the elect to die on this side. All right, they are part of the 2/3, 66.6%. Okay, they're the elect for the wickedness. They're the elect of the wicked. And a lot of them like that. The P. Diddy's, the Jay-Z's, I don't know about George Lopez too much because he hasn't got that show no more. So maybe him too. The Jennifer Lopez's, the Salma Hayek's, and all the Israelites and Israelite foreigners that have sold out. You're part of the 2/3 club. As Elder Malcolm would say, the 2/30ians, right? But the elect that have been chosen on the right-hand side, the 33.3%, all right, that are going through getting their licks right now. Yeah, they're being abased right now. They're going to abound very soon. In small ways, a lot of, the Lord's going to sustain them so they can maintain themselves. If they've got money situations, the Lord's going to give them money. If they're out of a job, they're going to be given a job because this place, even though jobs are going, but jobs are going to be made available, for the elect to survive, until the bubble pops when the charagma comes in, which is RFID CHIP. All right. Now, if you're having marital issues, the Lord might take that woman out of your life and give you another one or another couple more. Or the Lord might just get her out of your life, or the Lord might repair the situation as long as she hasn't cheated on you or done witchcraft against you. If you're having problems with your children, the Lord will heal that as well if it's meant to be. All right. So the elect are getting their licks right now. If you've got health issues, the Lord's going to take care of that as well. If you're trying to improve yourself physically, spiritually, mentally, right? Spiritually, physically, mentally, the Lord's going to take care of that as well because you just wanted to do better in a righteousness sense. The Lord's going to give that to you too. All right. Because the Lord has to keep you balanced because the Lord just can't hammer the elect, the righteous elect down, and hammer them down so bad where they can't, maneuver, because we're in this such weak flesh, We're not as strong as we were in the ancient world. But these lot, they're not getting their licks. They're being fruitcakes. They're getting their millions and millions and millions and, and the so-called limelight and all that. Because when all hell breaks loose, people like them and others, they're going to get it. All right? Because Richard Pryor's in the spiritual realm. He knows he's an Israelite. He probably knew already. All right? Probably knew already. But he's in the spiritual realm right now, because you come back every 2 or 3 generations. I think he died about 30 years ago or 25 years ago, whatever. I don't know when. I think maybe 15 years ago, something. I don't know. He's in the spiritual realm right now. He maybe he could see his son, saying, "Oh, my son, if only you knew." He's probably got his head down in front of the Lord, ashamed of what he did to acquire what he had to do in this evil world. I mean, some of these MFers have to have sex with a goat. They have adrenochrome, drink goat's blood, because life is in the blood, right? They do all sorts of things against the scriptures. Anyway, I'll keep going on and on and on because it's such a disgusting thing, but I'm going to leave it there. All praise to Yahweh Bashim Yashai Bashim Makakurash. Death to Babylon, Mawath Abad Babal, and death to all these LMNOPs, male and female, and death to all PEDOSs, all right? And Mawath, to all Edomites, heathens, and the 2/3, and Mawath Abad Babal, all right? Death to Babylon. All praises to Yahweh Bahasham Yahushai. Kwam Yasharala, Kwam Yasharala, Kwam Yasharala. Shalom.